I think the whole vibe of it is the pretty laid back, but I think we need to say this is the Blue Ridge Bonfire, the what it not unapologetic. What did you say? Irreverent Overland podcast,
Yeah, yeah.
and just say that an irreverent overlanding podcast, and just
Ooh, I like
and then
that.
just
And irreverent. Like we're so irreverent. We don't even pretend that we're the only
we're the
one.
only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then just sort of like introduce ourselves. Say
Yeah.
this is the first episode.
Yeah.
We're from Blue Ridge Overland Gear. I don't know, something. We don't
Okay.
even need to say that. I don't know.
So I'll just say, yeah, this is Blue Ridge Overland Gear Bonfire, or the Blue Ridge Overland Gear Bonfire, right? Is that the official?
We would say the Blue Ridge Bonfire because it's a lot easier to say
Okay.
from Blue Ridge Overland Gear.
Yeah. All right. So this is the Blue Ridge Bonfire from Blue Ridge Overland Gear. We are the Irreverent Overlanding Podcast, episode 1. Going to see how this goes. Got a couple of topics to cover. So I am Rick, Director of Communications and Community.
It's me.
I guess it's you, Matt.
I'm Matt. I do a lot of janitorial stuff. I clean some things up. Occasionally, I fix stuff. I don't know. I get us all in the same room together.
Matt's the CEO.
CEO.
He started the company. He owns the company. I'm CT.
Mostly.
I make videos and things. So Rick, what do we got on the show today?
So yeah, we're finalizing formatting and stuff, but at least for now, we are going to kind of talk about what's going on here at Brog. Take some questions that we gather from Instagram and email and all that good stuff, and kind of run through our answers on those. Some are Blue Ridge related, some are more general overlanding, outdoorsy type questions. For shop updates, do you guys want to head us off with some things going on here and some new things coming down the pike?
We launched socks. We have Blue Ridge socks now. They're awesome.
Yeah, we've heard the rumors about all these people making money off feet picks and free feet picks and stuff like that. So we really thought we should provide our customers with a cover for so nobody steals their feet picks and sells them someplace. So it would seem to be important to us. U.S. made merino wool.
Yep.
Yeah,
Our
merino
friends
wool
at
from merino wools that identify as cashmere goats.
That is the word on the street.
Yeah, that's the rumor anyway.
Yeah. From our friends at Defeat down the road in North Carolina, which I think I've worn them 2 out of 3 days at work this week, and I don't have them on today. Anybody rocking Blue Ridge socks?
No, I wore mine yesterday. I had to put them in the wash.
I don't have mine on today, but I did wear them for a week straight not too long ago.
Nice.
They worked out well.
Yeah, so there's that. We've got some stuff that'll kind of fall into our questions about some new products that are happening. And so yeah, the last thing here, events. We've actually got a meeting next week talking about rooftop tent rally and some other things that'll be going on, Blue Ridge event related. So be on the lookout for that stuff.
Yep, we're gonna start in the planning for rooftop tent rally this year. Yep.
Dates for the rooftop tent rally coming soon. That's what we're really telling you. Coming soon, rooftop tent rally, the best overland event on the East Coast.
We just got to talk to our man at the government.
It just is.
They had homemade pizza last year. If that is any indication about how good of an event this is.
The bands are always good. Food is always good. Community is great. James River State Park is awesome because they do all the hard work. Giant bonfire stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say a bonfire that the space station can enjoy.
Yeah, and it's as family friendly a place. Like it's really built around being a family friendly event. Lots of kids everywhere, lots of stuff for kids to do. I mean, I think that's one thing that they do a nice job of is, keeping inclusiveness. They keep a lot of the kids, giving them stuff to do and keeping them busy and roving hordes of children, not doing destructive stuff, but.
Well, on the topic of destructive stuff, I was going to say, is the Apple Slingshot an every year thing? I know they had that one year.
The harvest, there's like a harvest party thing or whatever. I don't know what it's called. It usually is it has often happened on the same day.
Yeah,
so
I know that
was
a hit.
Enjoy that, but I don't know that it necessarily.
Just a big box of apples and a giant slingshot for the kids to enjoy.
And a massive field to shoot them into.
Yeah.
Yeah, moving targets occasionally when there's a guy down there trying to fix something. It's good times.
So we'll dive into some questions. We got a really good one. We did a round of questions on Instagram a couple weeks ago, and we kind of pre-discussed it, but it is your top 5 mods to start with for turning a vehicle into an overlanding vehicle. Matt, do you want to lead us off with that? What would be your top 5 mods if you got the keys to something new today?
So I probably don't do anything that in the order that anybody else should. I am a comfort guy, so I start with comfort things first. And I'm a little lazy, right? So, and I like things that have utility outside of the travel. So the first thing I put in every single one of them is a fridge. I don't want to have to get ice in a cooler. I use it at lunch. I use it at work. I use it all the time. So it's not just a piece that goes overlanding with me. It's an everyday piece of equipment. So I start with that kind of thinking. Second, typically I put something in to power the fridge that I like. I happen to be running a Goal Zero Yeti 150 or 1500 right now, that basically powers the whole truck. That's high on my priority list. Getting a winch on it becomes high on my priority list. So winch bumper mostly. As far as winch bumper goes, at least in Southwest Virginia, you need something that'll catch the deer. So again, it's a utility based decision, maybe not necessarily overland based decision, but let's see,
Kind
what
of
did I
protect your investment there.
Yeah, yeah, maybe, yeah.
We do have an inordinate amount of wildlife around here.
Yeah, we do. I have three. I have bumper and winch may count as the same thing. We're gonna count that as the same thing, so I can go one or two further. So fridge, power system, bumper / winch. From there, I typically go into some form of interior storage, whether that's drawers or just any kind of interior storage. Drawers, attics, stuff like that will, take a big piece of my time in figuring out, and that's, I will invest a fair bit in that stuff because I like knowing where everything's at, and I like having whatever it was that I needed. So, it's like there's tool storage and there's camping storage, and I've got a French press for coffee, and I have all that kind of stuff sort of built into my storage system. And I don't use my French press for coffee that often, but when I don't have coffee, I know I've got the French press, so there's no stress. I never worry. I don't have to I'm going to get my half a pot of coffee every single morning, pretty much no matter what, because I know it's sitting in there with a bag of ground coffee. So, that's typically the way I think. I typically don't go lift tires, whatnot first, and I typically don't go heavy on lift or tires. Right now I've got a Suburban. I think it's on 33s, and it's basically got airbags and it's been leveled.
One thing you've mentioned before is like the roadside assistance kit and
anything that's gonna. Every vehicle gets a road flare. That's not really everybody. Every vehicle gets a group of road flares, hopefully in different places. Every vehicle's got a number of cans of bear spray at different doors. I mean, those are handy pieces of equipment. And fire extinguishers, they all have fire extinguishers in them. But that's sort of my general purpose. Like, I don't even count that as sort of overland kitting. Like, that's my wife's DD has that stuff because, road flares are great for safety on the road, and they're great if you get into a problem because most people are afraid of smoking flaming things. Smoking flaming things with bear spray shooting out from behind them will chase a lot of people off. Knowing that as long as you point the flames away from you, you don't get burnt, add the bear spray to it, and suddenly we're having a good time. It improves the excitement level for sure, and makes it Instagram worthy if you catch it. I mean, if you got the time to catch it, and really we all know that's what it's about. So yeah, and a fire extinguisher in case you light something on fire you weren't supposed to with your road flares. That's a must.
A package deal.
Circle of life.
Yeah, circle of life. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you got brush piles of light, road flares are easy.
Yeah.
A little diesel fuel and road flares, and you can make a lot of stuff go down.
What about you, Ray?
So definitely agree with Matt. So like some first aid and emergency repair stuff and basic tools, not just overlanding, but any vehicle. I really like having a first aid kit in a location where I can get it, the passenger can get it. Coming from the outside of the vehicle, you can get it. So mine rides on the passenger headrest usually. I know that for me, there's been some situations where not even like overlanding, but just like somebody's parked in the grass at a friend's house on a steep, wet hill. Like some traction boards have come in handy. They're also nice for leveling your vehicle if you're in a rooftop tent. Used them more for helping other people. If anybody wants one, there is a traction board somewhere in Spaz Creek in Kentucky that I didn't care enough to go in the mud hole after it again. I assume it's still there. Um, a good shovel. I'm a big fan of having a full size shovel for, cleaning out fire pits. Some sweat equity will get you out of some stuck situations. But I do not like the little, like, this folds mini shovel packability. Mine's a Craftsman. It's had a red handle at one point. Now it's a nice pink color. Let's see. So yeah, shovel, traction boards, some first aid stuff, and emergency response. Um, I will say, like, depending on the vehicle, what you're starting with, good tires. I kind of look at like tires as I look at boots. Like, good boots will take you a long way, so good tires will go a long ways as well. Um, a lot of tires that come on vehicles new or are pretty crappy. And then the last thing for me is kind of some sort of air compressor. And I've never had like an integrated air compressor, just a decent one that hooks up to the battery or whatever, because airing down is something that will keep you from getting stuck a lot.
Quick aside, don't get an air compressor from Lowe's. Don't get the Lowe's brand air compressor. Go to Amazon or wherever online and get the Vi-Air.
Yeah.
The Lowe's ones suck.
I've got a P88. It fits really nicely in a ammo can with its hose and stuff. And yeah, you can air down, air back up. It's handy. Help folks air up tires, when they've had a flat before, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I run York air compressor.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It might not make the list of my top 5 for regular stuff. I will say, I first aid I just assume is essential part of a vehicle, not necessarily overland.
Yeah.
You just want to have that stuff in there. We disagree on traction board and tires maybe because a heavy right foot will get you out of most things at tires.
True.
You can compensate for marginal tires with a heavy right foot. It seems like.
Yeah.
I feel like I've had marginal tires get me through shit that, as long as she was on the rev limiter,
yeah,
it'll make it out sometimes.
I'm more worried about like the durability. It seems like a lot of like newer vehicles come with really like thin sidewall, short. That's another complaint I have with even like modern 4x4s, like these huge wheels and really short sidewalls.
Yeah, no sidewalls drives me crazy
for
sure. I want some rubber because I'm gonna beat the rock through the rubber into the yeah. That's gonna happen for sure. And traction boards are great for leveling. I've never gotten out with a Zet, so
yeah.
I will say I don't use them in the sand, so I'm the wrong guy on that. Like I spend very little time in the sand, so that's maybe more their design purpose.
Yeah,
I do like the foldable Go Treads.
Go Treads,
because they level better and they work a little bit in the sand and
they pack up really small.
Yeah, they pack up small, which is nice.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's 85% for me. It's a leveling. 95% for me. It's a leveling tool, not a recovery tool. And those for the money level. Oh, geez, that was exciting. They level best.
Yeah. Yeah, and for me, I guess I've used them on some trails, especially with people that may not have winches, like in a ride where maybe some beginner folks, to just put them over a drop so they're not quite as such a severe obstacle. And then, like I said, like literally had a buddy get a 4Runner with street tires, kind of like at a weird angle on some wet grass at a friend's house once, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna have to pull him out," and it was like, "Whoa, that seems like a lot of work. Let's just throw a traction board here, and a little right foot strategy, versus having to pull cable or go get the tractor or whatever." So,
yeah, pull cable's easy. Or you probably would have been fine if you just would have just got after it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
probably tore up his front yard in the process, but it probably no matter what that was.
I mean, the point at which you're taking the 4Runner into bad spots in the front yard.
You had that coming.
You should have been okay with it. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
it's true.
If we go out in my front yard to do stupid shit, I'm gonna expect it's torn up.
Yeah, this friend's front yard's like a ski slope too. It's like,
yeah, good times.
Yeah,
good times. Is that overlanding's front yard count as overlanding?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, front yard, front landing.
Front landing. You're allowed to, as long as it's steep enough, we count it as overlanding.
Yeah,
we're bypassing the driveway, going out through the front.
CT.
You want me to give you my top 5?
Yeah, you've been on
Well,
a ton of
I
overlanding
have
trips.
been on a lot of trips, so while I haven't built a rig, I'll give you my slightly outsider opinion. I would over number one, I would overdo it on electrical. Like even Matt's electrical system, I would want to double that. Like I want to have my like power hungry gaming laptop just be able to plug in, no worry, no thought, and just enjoy it and just use it because I don't even use it to play video games out there. I'll use it to like do all kinds of video things because that's usually what I'm out there to do. And then also
Yeah.
like charging all these batteries.
I was going to say, you have more batteries than most people could even
I
comprehend.
do. I have dozens of batteries. Yeah. So actually, I really liked John Rutherford's system because he had those Lightner boxes or whatever, it was one of those, and you'd open up the outside and he had a charging station all ready to go right to the outside. Jason Speck did something similar on his kayak camper.
Yeah.
With those side things, and then a fridge, just for the beer and the Dr Peppers and the sandwiches and all the good stuff.
Emergency bourbon.
Yeah.
Maybe some, and then I guess solar falls into the electrical, but all of that because it's just like for me, it's like that's all stuff I could take to anything.
Yeah.
And I'd want to use everywhere, no matter what. Go into a video shoot, go into a, you know, um, at a, tailgating, whatever it is. All that stuff's going to be useful. And then if I'm going to go overlanding and actually do some stuff, then rock sliders, similar to what you said. And
when we talked about this before, is what he's alluding to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
I talked about how sliders for me, I tell people if you get a new truck or new 4x4 or whatever, I think they're handy for just like it's good protection for your vehicle, for anything. But rocker panels, if you damage those, that's usually going to be a pretty costly repair. You can bust a grill or a front fender and like live with it, but if you can't open your driver's door, that kind of becomes a pain.
Yeah. So. Then 3 would be a drawer system, some kind of storage system. Like I hate stacking bins. And it's like, oh, it's in the bottom bin. It's throw 3 bins off at the bottom bin. Okay, so that just makes me crazy. Even in my own house, I want everything to have a space. I don't want anything stacked on top of anything. I don't know why, but that just drives me nuts. And then I'm not really coming up with anything else because that pretty much gets me everywhere I want to go. Sleeping system, like a rooftop tent, doesn't move the needle for me any more than a really good ground tent with some good padding because I probably want more padding than what a normal rooftop tent has bone stock anyway. But really good sleeping solution. And I think that was only 4, but that does it for me.
Sure. Yeah. Do you guys want to tackle the second question or one of the other 3?
Well, let me pitch this real quick. Do we want to stop this one here and call that episode 1?
Yeah.
Because we're at 21 minutes. What kind of length? I'll cut this part out. But what kind of length do you want to go for?
Don't cut it out, ladies and gentlemen. I present a peek behind the curtain.
This is a peek behind the curtain. We're figuring this out as we go along. Yeah. But how long do you want these episodes to be generally?
You're asking the janitor.
Okay, I would say maybe let's aim for like 20 to 30 minute kind of shorter.
Yeah, no, I would say no more than 30 minutes. My God, I can't stay awake for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Cool. So
let's like outro this one.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Same bad time, same bad channel or whatever.
Yeah, we will be back with episode 2 sooner rather than later. Hopefully everyone enjoys it. If you have any thoughts, inclinations, input,
constructive or not constructive feedback or snide remarks, please send them to bonfire@bluejournalinggear.com.
Yeah, hit us up on the gram. Whatever form of communication you prefer in this age of oversaturated connection.
Bonfire@bluejournalinggear.com is not going to accept any snide remarks. I'm just letting you know. Like I don't know where that goes, but we're going to forward that to somebody else, like AluCab or AOV or somebody else is going to get this mainline. We're going to ship that. We're going to ship. So if you've got mean stuff you want to say about us, say it. We're going to send it to them.
Yeah.
We may even group messages to them. So
cool.
Just
we may read them on the next episode.
We could do that too.
I do. I want to collect the mean remarks. We are the the unapologetic. Well, I am forgetting the word. but yes,
Irreverent.
irreverent
Yeah.
podcast.
Remember, if you're going to
I'm
say
not even
something,
sure what irreverent means. So
It means that you're not you're not following not traditions, but like how I don't know, like
commonly accepted.
ceremony. You're not
Yeah.
following the like normal respect and ceremony that people tend to give things.
Yeah.
You're just like
we don't have a
you're not
single.
afraid to be rude. It basically means you're not afraid to be rude.
No. Like we don't have any sponsors from like Blue Apron or MeUndies, so that would mean we're not following normal podcasts.
we are sponsored by Blue Ridge Overland Gear socks though.
Yeah,
Today,
yeah.
Today, brought to you by Blue Ridge Overland Gear socks.
All right, bye.
I keep forgetting we're on video. Sorry, folks that are watching.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Blue Ridge Overland Gear podcast. That's not what we're called. We're called the Blue Ridge Bonfire, brought to you by Blue Ridge Overland Gear. We are basically the irreverent overlanding podcast. I'm CT.
I'm Rick.
I'm Matt.
So first we usually start out with like a Blue Ridge update, like a shop update. Tell us about the something just went silent.
I can still hear things.
Oh,
I can hear him.
Oh.
he's back now.
Yeah, I'm back
Maybe
now.
cut out
Yeah.
for a second. Is this thing running? No, it's not running out of power. See, it's gone again.
Yeah.
I think it's your wiggly thing in the middle with like the 5 things in it.
No, it's this connection right here.
Yeah. There it is.
There it is. Okay, we're back.
Okay, nobody
1,
breathe.
2.
Nobody breathe.
So,
Hold your breath and talk. What is it? Me? Are we talking about?
oh, man, it's really struggling there.
You're right, it is this connection.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry I doubted you.
Belkin, known for making quality
Well,
accessories you can
kinda-
purchase at Walmart.
Elkin's usually pretty good. It just kind of got goobered up. Did it? Okay, we're good.
Yeah,
All right.
good enough,
We're good.
right?
We're back.
We're back.
Technical difficulties.
We're gonna
Without
cut all
the
that out. You'll
technician.
never know it.
Do you want to give us an update on your the new color of special fabric that you got and some of those ideas you've had with it?
So we've been hoarding some Ranger Green. We are going to release some stuff on Ranger Day in July. Something is like National Park Ranger Day.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to release some Ranger Green on Ranger Day.
May or may not include actual park rangers.
Yeah, may or may not actually include park rangers. I don't know how we release them, but
Yeah.
into the wild. Do they
Yeah,
need a free range? Should we free range? John Fear will be about here, and
Yeah.
he may be able to explain that to us.
Just the green's not made from park rangers. I think we should maybe need to
Clear that up.
That is
Yeah.
a good
Yeah, we did not
clarification.
dye
Yeah.
this fabric with park rangers.
Our merino socks are made from merino sheep. Our Ranger Green fabric's not made from rangers.
Yeah. No, good call. Good
Yeah.
call.
And for
Yeah.
people that are watching this, I just held up a bag in Ranger Green, which we'll get to that. But yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's our bum bag. That's a project we've been working on. We're going to release in the next couple of weeks. It's sort of our take on a small fanny pack, can be worn as a sling, extra storage for when you're walking around the shop, which is what it started with. Me not being able to find stuff, and if I had a bag to stuff things into, it seemed like it helped. And I started with a chest rig, and then I couldn't wear the chest rig every day. Actually, it's not even that. I was having trouble going into the chest rig at Walmart with the chest rig. It seemed a little odd when I was, and then I was like, I got to think I'm stealing stuff. There's people watching me. Okay, chest ring's bad. But this little bum bag thing, nobody really seems to pay attention to that. It's underneath my shirt.
Yeah.
Carries all my important things.
it's got a Velcro panel in the back. We got a cool little elastic organizer that's really modular. Like I keep AirPods, flashlight, little multi-tool stuff like that in there. Size for some concealed carry. You can get a big old modern cell phone in there if you don't want that floating around in your pockets. So yeah, be on the lookout for those soon.
So yes, we'll be doing these. We may also do some like a limited run of some seat back panels with this green.
Yeah. No,
laser cut
in the
fabric.
Ranger, on Ranger Day, we will for sure be doing pouches, small and medium GPs, and seat panels in Ranger.
Yes. Maybe some water bottles.
Ranger Coyote backing. We may
We
probably will have
design
water
go
bottles
by
by
then.
then. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you've been looking for some new colors, we got that. By the point that this podcast is available, you would have probably already missed your chance. But we've done a line of blue line triple
This-
run gear.
Oh yeah, yeah. You missed your chance on the blue line.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't have missed your chance on the Ranger because the Ranger's going to come out after this. You're screwed on the blue line though,
Yeah.
for sure, because that ends like today, and
Yeah, it's,
you won't see this for another week because we're
Yeah.
not.
but yeah,
we're doing it recorded live. That's what we're doing.
yeah, recorded live, released much later. Yeah. So
Recorded not live. We tried that, but just the conversation was basically flat. It was dead. So
so
I
we
was
get
really
this
funny,
question
and
a
they
lot.
missed it all.
We get this question a lot in some form or fashion. So kind of wanted to cover it, even though we've got an FAQ on the website. So people ask us, "Hey, why don't you, or can you, or you should make an attic for insert whatever model?" Because right now we've got them for Forerunners, GX, JK, JLUs, Tacomas, Land Cruiser. I think that's it, right?
yeah, we had the Subaru one.
Yeah.
But that one's mostly retired because it doesn't really work on the newer ones. So there's only so many of those that work.
So do you want to tackle kind of why we don't do it for all these other models, or why we can't do it? Because that's really the case.
But yeah, it's simple. It's attachment points. So you have to have enough attachment points in the ceiling to keep the attic up and allow it to kind of bow down to hold everything. And when you look at a lot of vehicles, there's just no rear attachment. There's a cross attachment for the grab handles and stuff, but the rear attachment either doesn't exist, or you'd be better off with like a metal plate that you kind of bolted into some spots, where the attic itself doesn't really make sense. And then the other issue is, if you've got attachment points forward of the vehicle, you don't want something that, if you slammed on the brakes, whatever was in the attic could potentially fall in front of the driver. So we don't do anything where the attachment points are forward of the back of the driver's seat. So that's what all those vehicles listed have some form of attachment seat, either above the passenger seat, rear